All rise. Judge Vladimir Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1035, Smith case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Smith, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, good morning. I come here today to try to get his child support raised.
Okay.
We have one child, and I believe that he has some income that he's actually not reporting. We kind of try to make it work not too long ago, and when I was at his house, I found a bunch of pornographic movies.
What do you mean make it work?
We've been separated for a long time. Our son's 11.
Okay.
But we kind of got back together, and he has a bunch of like pornographic movies in his house.
I'm afraid you're going to stab yourself in the eye with that pen.
Sorry.
I just don't want you to do that.
He's the main character on the movies with all these different women. And he is saying that he's, that I can't be mad at him. It's not cheating if he's making porn. And some of them are in our bed. And I said, well, it doesn't work like that. You can't.
Ms. Smith opens the case requesting a child support increase, alleging her ex is hiding income. The bombshell? She claims she found thousands of pornographic DVDs featuring him as the main character, some filmed in their bed. According to her, he said it wasn't cheating since it was for business. She believes he's profiting and not reporting it. The courtroom energy instantly shifts. The judge tries to rein it in, urging Smith not to get too descriptive or emotional. Things just went from standard modification to adult film expose real quick. Mr. Smith denies being paid for the adult content, claiming he's not profiting at all. When pressed about his actual income, he admits he earns up to $90K as a mechanic on a good year. Ms. Smith estimates closer to $100K but lacks proof. She pleads with the judge to subpoena financial records related to his side hustle. The judge refuses to get involved in that mess without hard evidence. Subpoenas are free, the judge notes, but she won't be requesting any footage.
Just because you're filming doesn't mean it's not cheating. And I said, you have to be getting paid for it to actually be a porn star. And he said he was getting paid for them. And there's tons of them. So I feel like...
So you believe he's getting paid from that?
And plus, his business, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's almost close to 100,000, give or take, like maybe 10 to 15.
Okay.
So I feel like I get a measly $600 a month from him. I feel like
So that's
something's
how
not
much
right.
his child support is
Currently.
set at right now?
Yes.
Okay.
We went through mediation at the child support office.
Yeah.
So, but that was, you know, he's
How long ago was that?
He's 11, and I guess 10 years ago.
Oh yeah,
He was little.
that has been a while. You've been way overdue for a modification for a number of reasons. So about this income, is what she's saying true? Does it include that?
Well, it's payment in one way or another.
Is a yes or no?
No, ma'am, I'm not getting paid technically.
So that means you're lying. And
So
you're
you're
cheating
doing it
on
for
me.
free? Well, you know what? Never mind. That's not my business. I'm sorry. That's not my business. So your business, where you do make the money, she's talking about the $100,000. Do you make $100,000?
No, ma'am, I have 85 to 90,000 on the high end on a good year.
Okay. All right. What is it that you do?
I'm a mechanic.
Mechanic. Okay. All right. So you said 90 on the high end.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Smith passionately argues that there's a mountain of adult content with her ex starring, again, filmed in their home. But despite the accusations, she has no paper trail, no tax forms, no deposit slips. The judge says, unless financial documentation surfaces showing actual income, the court can't factor in the alleged earnings. She tells Smith to collect proof and return if needed. But for now, the case sticks to verified income from his mechanic job. The judge turns to Ms. Smith and asks what she does for a living. The answer? Nothing. She proudly explains she's a stay-at-home mom, even though their 11-year-old child is in school all day. She admits she lives with her mom, pays no rent, and has no intention of getting a job. The judge is visibly unimpressed. You can work, right? She asks. Ms. Smith shrugs it off, leaning hard on the free ride. The judge doesn't push further. For now.
Your Honor, is there any way that we could subpoena his financial records for the porn thing?
Well, you can. I'm not going to do a subpoena on anything like that. I don't want to see it. Yeah, you can do that though. Yeah, if it exists, you can do that, but subpoenas aren't free. So I hope you know exactly what it is that you're looking for.
Well, there's so many of them, and he told me that he's getting paid for them, and there's thousands, not hundreds,
Okay.
thousands of DVDs with him in there on our bed.
I'll tell you what, once you find some sort of income, some paper trail that shows that, then if you were to bring it back in court, we could entertain it then. But as of today, unless you have some sort of proof that shows that he has income from that, and unless he tells me otherwise, I can't really go off of that. I can only go off of what he told me. And he said 90,000 on the high end. I think you're in pretty good shape. What do you do for a living?
I don't work. I take care of our kid.
So you're a stay-at-home mom? Mm-hmm. And she's 11?
He is yeah,
11? He goes to school?
He does.
So what do you do during the day?
The judge recalculates based on Mr. Smith's claimed $90K income. With gross monthly income at $7,500 and net at $5,465.22, plus a $510 monthly credit for health insurance he pays, the new child support is set, $193 per month. Ms. Smith gasps. It's not as high as she hoped. The judge reminds her, this is what the law dictates based on provable income. She implies that had Ms. Smith been working, there might be more financial support going to the child. Ms. Smith seems confused, even offended. He'd pay more if I got a job? She asks. The judge explains, no, he wouldn't pay more, but the child would benefit more if both parents contributed financially. The tension rises. Ms. Smith clearly doesn't like where this is going. The judge stands firm. This isn't about punishing anyone. It's about ensuring the child is properly supported. And at this point, one parent is doing all the financial lifting.
Nothing.
You don't want to work?
No.
So you're just living off of his child support?
I am. And we live with our mother.
And you're proud of that?
Well, we were living with him, and I was a stay-at-home mom. He made the income.
Okay.
But,
But you can work now, right?
I can, but
So it's no but you can go get a job, right?
I could, but I'm not going to. My rent's free. My food is free. My mom's the homeowner. We don't have to pay nothing.
Okay. I'm not going to go there with you today because you can, obviously you're able to work.
I'm able, but I don't want to.
And you should work, but again, that has nothing to do with me today. What we're going to do is talk about the modification of these numbers, all right? So your income has increased. It's increased about almost $400. So based on you saying that you receive about $90,000 on the high end, it brings your gross to about $7,500, which your net is $5,465.22. That would bring, health insurance. Who covers health insurance?
I do.
And how much is that?
It's $110 a month.
Okay, 110. So what I'm going to do is give you credit actually for the health insurance coverage for the child. So that would slightly bring your child support down. And
Down?
monthly, yes, slightly. It's still expensive. $1,093 a month is what he would pay in child support.
That's it?
That's it. Well, it would be more if you get a job.
He would pay more if I got a job?
No, it would be more for the child if you got a job.
Your Honor,
Ma'am, no.
You don't
no,
understand.
No, you don't understand. I'm basing his child support increase off of what it is that he makes. Nothing
He
more.
makes more than
nothing-
that.
Until you bring me something in here to show me that, that's what I'm going to base it off of.
Your Honor,
and again, you can work.
Can
so
I say
suggest-
something?
No,
Please.
ma'am. Only thing I need you to say is, Miss Vonda B, I'm going to go find me a job. That's all I want to hear. If it's anything else other than that, I'm not entertaining it. Pertaining to what I just said, do you have any questions?
I will go look for a job. But please,
Great.
please hear me out on one thing.
What is it? Make it quick.
I promise you I'll make it quick. Let's say that you have a battery-operated vibrator.
You know what?
What?
We're done
Yeah.
right there. We're done. Is
You're-
there anything further
You're
for
about
you,
to
sir?
climax.
Okay. Well,
The
ma'am-
batteries go out.
Okay, thanks.
That's him.
Okay, great. Let me tell you what we're going to do. You all are done, and if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed. Thank you.
In a completely unexpected and chaotic twist, Mr. Smith tries to defend her point by using a vibrator analogy. Let's say the batteries run out right before you climax, she begins. The courtroom freezes. Judge Viterbi immediately cuts her off. Nope, we're done here. Her point? Lost. The moment? Wildly inappropriate. The judge shuts the hearing down instantly, dismissing both parties and refusing to let it spiral further. The absurdity reached its limit. The judge gives viewers a brief legal breakdown. This case was a simple child support modification under Texas law. The material change? The father's increase in income. Since his earnings went up since the original order from nearly a decade ago, child support was raised accordingly to $1,093 a month. Despite drama and distractions, the final ruling was rooted in hard numbers, not speculation or bedroom theatrics.